Today on the CTV News at 5, the doors officially open on the new Fort Macleod RCMP detachment. Plus, conflicting reports what the Nanton Fire Department report indicates as the cause of January's wild grass fire. And we introduce you to the man with the coolest job around. He's the ice guy for the Women's World Curling Championships.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. More than 40 active or retired RCMP officers took part in a colorful ceremony in Fort Macleod today, dedicating the province's newest RCMP detachment. The Fort Macleod detachment replaces a building that dates back to the 1950s. And with a new police training facility on the way, local residents say the new detachment is symbolic of what's yet to come. Terry Boat reports.
It was a colorful ceremony reflecting the tradition and history that will forever connect Canada's National Police Force with the community of Fort Macleod, a relationship that dates back to 1874 and the formation of the Northwest Mounted Police.
For inspection, open order, ice! Ice, right!
But the country's oldest permanent post now has Alberta's newest detachment, a facility equipped with an upgraded computer and phone system, cells with video surveillance cameras, and office space for the Ranchland Victim Services Unit.
The best part of it is that we have our cell block now as part of the office. So when we have prisoners, we're actually in the same part of the facility that they are, and that they're easier to manage and take care of. As well, with the cell block, not in the old office, when we did judicial interim releases, we actually had to go to a different building than our detachment actually was. So this puts our operations under one roof.
This is sort of like the start of many things to come, really. I mean, our history is tied directly to the RCMP.
For Mayor Sean Patience and many other local residents, this is also a symbol of a new commitment to policing, one that includes construction of the $122 million law enforcement training center that's scheduled to be opened in the fall of 2014.
The circle will be complete at that point.
I think as Alberta continues to grow, we will need to attract more and recruit more officers, both for the RCMP and for local police forces. And this today is part of that whole announcement.
The land service agreements have already been signed. A construction contract is scheduled to be awarded on June 1st. The police college should be open by September of 2014. Local officials say they're already looking forward to that official opening ceremony. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Fort Macleod.
The grand opening celebration continues this evening as the Fort Macleod detachment hosts its annual regimental ball, and proceeds from this year's event will go towards the Fort Museum. The Nanton Fire Department has released its report on the cause of January's wildfire that destroyed 4 homes and killed countless animals, and it contradicts what Fortis Alberta says happened. The fire chief and fire commissioner's report states that faulty electrical equipment may have caused the fire. These photos also led investigators to believe that there may have been a failed fuse. Extreme wind conditions and dryness also contributed. A report from Fortis previously blamed weather conditions causing downed power lines. We also have a better idea of the cost of damage from the fires. The Nanton blaze cost $1.16 million in damage, while the blaze at Fort Macleod on the same day caused over $1 million in losses. It was a long and messy commute in parts of southern Alberta this morning. This video was taken outside of Coaldale around 9 o'clock this morning. By then, most of the roads had been sanded and the accidents cleared. 9 o'clock is also when Whoop Up Drive in Lethbridge reopened. The trouble started about 2 hours earlier, around 7, when snow and ice made for some dangerous driving conditions. Lethbridge police closed Whoop Up Drive and then blocked off parts of Highway 3 as they responded to dozens of accidents. It took some West Side commuters an hour to get to the north and south side. The city and many surrounding areas had been under a snowfall warning, but that ended around 10:30 this morning. Roads across southern Alberta are currently listed in fair or good winter driving condition. And for the 4th time in 5 weeks, the Canadian Avalanche Centre has issued a special avalanche warning. The warning is because of several layers of snow on an unstable base. The warning includes the North and South Columbias, the Caribous, Purcells, the South Rockies, the Lizard Range, and the Kootenay boundary area. Well, RCMP in East Central Alberta are investigating a snowmobiling tragedy. At around 9:45 Wednesday night, a passerby called 911 to report a group of snowmobilers had plummeted over a 6-meter embankment and then onto a highway. It happened just southeast of Wainwright near the town of Edgerton. 3 of the snowmobilers, 2 men and 1 woman between 20 and 28 years of age, died at the scene. The 2 survivors are now out of hospital. RCMP say a case of beer was strapped to one of the snowmobiles. Toxicology tests are underway. Okay, Dory, I have to ask, really, it is officially spring, right? Because we do have more snow on the way.
Well, we have a little more. The good news is, Jackie, is that the system, as you mentioned, the snowfall warnings have ended for the Lethbridge area. That whole system is pushing to the north and to the northeast, like we talked about yesterday at 5 o'clock. We said that looked like the trajectory. It is playing out that way. So we're just on the edge of this system, but the elevated humidity could give us a little bit of flurry activity possible tomorrow and certainly cloudy skies. But the main bulk of it has already pushed east. So that's the good news. But showers are coming for Monday. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Okay, thanks, Dory. More weather coming up as well. Alberta's controversial bill to overhaul the Education Act is still in limbo. Many homeschoolers protested Bill 2 because they feel it's an intrusion into their homes. Alicia Fieldberg met with a Southern Alberta family who want wording about the Human Rights Commission removed before the bill passes.
So our answer is...
The Coopers think homeschooling is the best solution for their family. Their oldest son started in public school, but for 12 years, Doug and Benita Cooper have been teaching their 4 children at home. Now they're concerned that possible changes to the Education Act may affect their style of learning.
We did it for health reasons initially because of our children. And there's a lot of people that do it religiously, but what it does is the wording itself, I believe, what it does is it opens up that opportunity that a judge can actually say, here's the wording, and we can take you basically into a Human Rights Commission situation.
More than 1,000 homeschoolers protested at the legislature on Thursday. Many fear they could be hauled in front of human rights panels for teaching their kids their values. The education minister says that wouldn't happen, but homeschoolers say when your house is your school, you're always under scrutiny.
If somebody maybe doesn't like the way I'm dressing my kids, or maybe what I'm doing, you know, with certain subjects we're teaching, it leaves the door open for that potential. Not that they will necessarily use it, but it's in writing, it's in a law, and it leaves that door open very clearly. And lawyers have said that.
The government says the changes are about diversity and respect. Cooper feels wording referencing the Human Rights Commission goes too far, and he wants it removed.
We do testing, and we are accountable to a school board through a facilitator. But what it does is that, to me, it is that overreach right into your home. It takes away the part of the reason why you're actually homeschooling.
Bill 2 may be scrapped or at least shelved if the government calls an election on Monday. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Sterling.
The Alberta Teachers Association has also asked for changes in the bill over possible implications to charter schools. A heads up from the Lethbridge Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization. Someone's going door to door collecting bottles for the kids group, except they're not holding a bottle drive. A man and a woman have been reported collecting for the group. If they approach you, you're asked to contact police. Well, by the end of the weekend, there will be a new opposition leader in Ottawa. The 7 candidates for the NDP leadership are making their final speeches before voting begins tomorrow. There is a record 4,200 delegates gathered in Toronto for the vote. The party's profile is better than it's been in a long time. A poll just this week has the NDP tied with the Conservatives with the support of 30% of Canadians. And for the first time in party history, New Democrats are not only choosing a new leader, but also a leader of the official opposition. Well, no impact at the Lethbridge County Airport after a wildcat strike started by Air Canada baggage handlers in Toronto canceled hundreds of flights right across the country. The strike began after 3 workers were suspended for heckling the federal labor minister as she walked through Pearson International Airport last night. When other workers heard of the suspensions, they walked off the job. 37 of them were fired on the spot. Baggage handlers joined the strikers in Montreal this morning. Well, we now know Elections Alberta is investigating 73 allegations that provincial political parties receive contributions from businesses which can't legally donate. And so far, 32 of the allegations have been completed. Elections Alberta discovered through financial records that 15 of the cases contained donations from prohibited corporations. Another 8 were allegations where parties were partly well-founded, rather. The University of Lethbridge, Lethbridge College, and Medicine Hat College are all being investigated. Those involved will not face prosecution as more than 3 years have passed since the offenses. The University of Lethbridge is being listed as one of Alberta's healthiest workplaces. The school is one of 9 Alberta employers to receive the Premier's Award for Healthy Workplaces in the program. The U of L is the winner of the Merit Award in the 1,000 plus employee category. The institution has a number of workplace health initiatives, including ongoing health screening, wellness seminars, and programs like the Life Balance Fair and the Be Heart Smart Challenge. And with spring officially upon us, it's out with the old and in with the new. It's the time of year where thoughts are not only turning on what to wear, but how to wear it. The 9th annual Fashion Weekend gets underway today in Lethbridge. It features designers from across southern Alberta. The group is showing off their designs with the help of local retail stores. The weekend starts with a fashion show tonight and designer garment sale Saturday. 9 female designers are showcasing their creations and hoping that the exposure will spring their careers forward.
I think it's a little bit tougher being a designer in southern Alberta. Being in a major center like Paris or New York, there's obviously a lot more opportunities there, but you really have to make it what you can and do with it what you can.
So the quality of our designers has grown. Some designers that are going to be showing have been with us since the beginning, and some are new. Actually, 4 of them are brand new, so it's kind of a good platform for designers to launch off of.
The main fashion show is tonight at the SAAG. The doors open at 6 with the show starting at 7 o'clock. Lethbridge Police and the AMA are trying to cut down on identity theft by holding a public shredding event tomorrow. It will be held from 10 a.m. until 2 at the AMA Lethbridge Centre on Scenic Drive South. Each person can bring 6 boxes of papers to be shredded. The event is free, but donations are being collected for the local food bank. And in the markets today, the loonie closed the week on a slightly up note. Here's a final wrap on the numbers.